right, collective. So this is part two. We're just kind of continuing forward with this other reading. So basically, the divine is revealing new perceptions for our collective. Perceptions about how to be adaptable, perceptions about love, how to show up, and what love is. All right, so there's good news here. The good news is, this deep cycle that we've gone through, this cycle of the dark night of the soul, this cycle of being in this apathetic energy, we've been having to do a reevaluation of the self, right? And if you can come out of that time, with a new perception and with the capability of being adaptable, this is you getting to progress and move forward, is what they're saying. All right, so tell me about this Judgment meditation, Four Cups energy. God is the highest being, so desire to know, the acquisition of wisdom. Yes, so in this time where you're in the Four Cups Judgment energy, it's where you're asking the deeper questions of yourself, of your beliefs, of the world around you, of the relationships that you've had, and this is where the divine is giving you your wisdom. So even if you feel like, oh, I'm bored and there's not much happening and I'm just sitting in this apathetic energy, Spirit wants you to know that you're doing a lot, whether you realize it or not, because you're doing a lot of thinking. Okay, that's a lot of work too. People think that working is just when you're out here doing something physical, but sometimes it's when your mind and your emotions are working that you're working the hardest. Okay, and that's what my collective you've been through, right? You've been asking the deeper questions. You've been, in this energy of overcoming mental conflict and balancing your emotions and figuring out what perception do you personally need to gain in order to adapt to your situations, in order to not just adapt but to progress through those situations. And it looks like you've done a wonderful job here. Okay, looks like you've done an amazing job. You've endured. Look, endurance is on the bottom. Whatever you seek, your tenacity and faith will be paying off. Know that no matter the temporary outer conditions, you will manifest your desires in divine timing and in the form that is best for you. Okay? So what's being revealed? So God is the revealing God, and that came out on love, right? You getting a new perception. So tell me about this energy of Ariel. It was all to teach you about having an open mind. If you go back to the first video, part one, Spirit started this reading out with like having an open mind. And so if you can open your mind, if you've gotten to this ability to be adaptable, to release your cords of attachment, to heal, to forgive, to let things or people go and not hold on to those things so tightly, right? Not sitting in that energy of judgment, of trying to figure out whose fault it is and whose fault it's not, and why this happened and why that not. Like, Spirit's telling you to keep an open mind. Release all of that. Release it all. It's not going to serve you. It's not going to help you heal. It's not going to give you the answers you need. That is literally like the trap, the cord, right? Sitting in all that energy. But there is more than one way of looking at things. You must be ready to accept alternative viewpoints and new ideas. You must open your eyes to new ideas and new ways of resolving your problems. So this is what's being revealed to us. How to be adaptable, see things in a new way, have an open mind. I don't know, collective. This is you being prepared for leadership, though. Leadership of your families, leadership in your communities, leadership in your own life, right? All of this is leading to this beautiful promotion in your life, promotion in your spiritual achievements, okay? You have come into your own power. Now is the time to take the lead of a situation and be strong. Using the power of intentions, be clear with your purpose and define where you are headed. You had to learn to know thyself during this time of judgment, and God, revealing wisdom to you. This time where you've been in maybe a lot of you guys have been in solitude and just deep thinking, deep contemplation and questioning, and all of this is it's all been necessary. And when you feel like you're not working or doing much, or not much is going on at the time, as far as your dreams or your aspirations, or people in your life, if you're feeling like you've been kind of isolated, or having to go within and spend a lot of time, in your inner world, it's not a curse, it's a blessing. Okay, this is the time where you've been comforted by the divine, where you've been given this higher perspective and these tools to know how to be adaptable in any situation that you come across. This is where you have learned first of all, how to forgive yourself and others, but the importance of why forgiveness is so important. Like, why is forgiveness so important? Because forgiveness sets us free, right? Forgiveness sets us free from these cycles of judgment, and it gives us the key of love, right? It gives us the capability to love one another despite our shortcomings, despite the things that we've done to one another to cause each other pain or harm, or whether it's intentional or unintentional, right? If someone has hurt you intentionally, then that key of forgiveness is for you mostly, right? It's for you to set yourself free from the unfairness, from the pain, from the trying to understand the why of how someone could do this or that. Like, if you learn to give yourself the forgiveness in those situations, and trust that the divine has everything under control, like, that's going to set you free. I know when things happen that we don't understand, and it's painful things that we don't understand, we're looking to justify it. We're trying to make sense of it, and figure out, like, figure out how we can, why did we deserve this, or why did we deserve that, or what did we do wrong, or what should we have done differently, not to put ourselves in certain positions. Like, we beat ourselves up, even though we tend to, even though there's things that are outside of our control sometimes that you never could have saw coming. You once things happen, you tend to sit in that energy and just kind of beat yourself up, hold yourself in that cycle of judgment, and trying to make sense of something that doesn't make sense sometimes. But instead of sitting in that, if you learn this truth of what forgiveness is, and how to use this tool of forgiveness for yourself, then it gives you a power in those type of situations. And that power is to set yourself free, to adapt. That power is to have an open mind when it comes to how you are going to show up in this world, and who you're going to give love to in this world, right? Everybody deserves love, but not everybody is ready to accept love, right? And those that are not ready to accept your love tend to cause you pain along the way, right? So I feel like Spirit is telling you they're going to reveal who and what is for you, and who and what is not for you, and they don't, in the meantime, while they're showing you how to adapt, while they're showing you how you're meant to perceive people, places, and things, and how to act in different situations, they don't want you to be mired down in this judgment energy, in this energy of trying to make sense of everything that maybe don't make sense. They want you to surrender, right? They want you to surrender, to give it to the divine, to trust that you are loved, and that there is beauty in your pain, there is beauty in your experiences, and it will make sense when the divine is when the divine knows that you are ready to make sense of it, right? Sometimes, well, it's mentally Jachi, this goddess of the moon, high priestess energy, but sometimes things don't make sense, and they're not revealed to us because we can't handle it in those moments. Raise your self-esteem, Okay.